With anime slowly gaining in popularity over the past few years, I've noticed a new phenomenon creeping on this little niche of geekdom that has never been as prevalent as when I started watching anime. Well, I do say phenomenon, but it's something that pretty much every other medium has had to deal with for a while now. Hype. Hype is defined as extravagant or intensive publicity or promotion, and is normally a technique used by advertisers to effectively get you excited for a product that you can buy. How this works in the movie and gaming industry, for example, is that trailers for the newest summer blockbusters get spread everywhere, filled with big, flashy eye candy and set pieces that teases the audience into wanting to see it. Big marketing events such as E3 provide a centralized place where companies can compete to wow the end user, since the entire gaming community is paying attention. We stream it, we attend it, we play it, we anticipate it, we discuss it, and most importantly, we get excited. Hype causes expectations, but also brings awareness to a certain product, and many argue that hype culture has become so overblown that it can even kill some movies and games in their respective industries. But can we say the same thing about anime? See, while there are similarities, I find that hype in anime works somewhat differently than other mediums, most notably because anime is much smaller. Sure, there is some pre-release buzz before the start of a new season due to some cool looking PV or some popular source material being animated, but hype doesn't really kick in until the anime starts airing. It isn't really the advertisers and trailers that create hype for an anime, but funnily enough, it's the community itself. Currently, there is no big marketing event that the entire community focuses on, no massive trailers that gets millions of views, and hype is largely spread through word of mouth. The promotion part is done by we, the fans, which is a testament to how niche this community actually is. The anime that illustrates this point the best is the sensation that hit the anime world in 2013. What anime am I talking about? What other anime could I be talking about? During the spring season of 2013, Attack on Titan started airing, and boy did it take off. For the first time in years, an anime came along that managed to grip the entire anime audience along with the wider mainstream populace, skyrocketing it into a worldwide success, cementing itself as arguably the most popular anime to come out so far, outside of the old big three and children's shows. Conventions were filled with cosplayers, manga sales skyrocketed, and the online anime community exploded every week an episode dropped. Attack on Titan really had a stranglehold on the entire anime community. If you had any semblance of awareness of the anime fanbase, you knew about Attack on Titan, even if you didn't watch it. Last year, One Punch Man had a similar run going for it, but the reach never quite got as far as Attack on Titans did. But that's the thing, its popularity wasn't an immediate explosion when episode 1 was released, but more of an exponential increase as the series went on. While the trailer that had been released a few months before garnered some anticipation, no one could have predicted how massive it would become by the end of the series, and the increase in hype for anime in recent years has been largely due to the explosion of social media. Back in the mid-2000s, the only way hype would spread was through the most talked about shows on some small internet forums, anticipating the newest dub release from Funimation or Geneon, or directly going to conventions to see what the hot shows of the time were. Shows got popular after they had finished airing, and the community had time to reflect on what was and wasn't good, perfectly illustrated by a show like Death Note, which, as popular as it was, only really exploded in the West when the dub was airing on Adult Swim, which by then had already finished in Japan for months. Nowadays, sharing what you love and what you're excited about has never been easier. Twitter and Facebook explode with a sea of live reactions, a flood of GIFs invade Tumblr, discussions sprout on Reddit, and snarky reviewers on YouTube decide to talk about the newest episodes. Social media has provided the perfect platform for hype to spread, and whether you do or don't jump on the hype train and watch a show, you will at least be ever aware of the hot anime everyone is talking about. What this causes is a type of hype that only exists around the time that the show is airing, and it's because of this that so many people feel obligated to have to follow the biggest shows of the season before everyone stops talking about it, because the matter of the fact is, as hot as shows like Attack on Titan or One Punch Man were when they were airing, only a few months after they had finished, no one was really interested in talking about them because everyone had already turned their attention to the newest seasons. So what does this actually mean for anime? Well, as with every other medium, hype affects anime viewers the same way anything else does when they get too much attention. I've seen far too many people whose opinion is immediately swayed by hype and popularity. It pushes them into getting a binary reaction to a particular show. Either you're with the masses masses and get caught up in the hype, or you're a self-righteous nonconformist who sees past all the tricks that brainwashes the faceless masses into liking it. Yes, I get that Sword Art Online isn't as good as a lot of people think it is, but it certainly isn't that bad either. It's a pretty average show, all things considered, and it doesn't mean that it's cancer for anime because it's as popular as it is. There was a time when I thought Naruto was the greatest thing ever before I properly had the chance to open my mind to everything that anime had to offer. And for every Sword Art Online that becomes a phenomenon, there is another Madoka Magica, Steins Gate, or One Punch Man waiting just around the corner. But the real effect I see from hype is that people only really want to focus on the newest shows rather than anything else. Nowadays, it's all about being caught up to the latest season and watching as many shows as you possibly can. Everyone's trying to find the newest One Punch Man or Attack on Titan, and because of this, shows are entirely judged and hyped up before they even finish. They invade top anime lists on Mal with only a few episodes out, not remembering that plenty of anime have fallen flat as it goes on. And yes, I've been guilty of this too. We are so focused on what could be great that a lot of the newer fans forget that they have a massive backlog of shows which are quickly being forgotten that have finished and were, up till the end, great. And in the end, watching anime becomes but another check mark on your Hummingbird or My Anime list. So you may be listening to this thinking hype is a bad thing, but I don't necessarily think it is. Hype culture can be fun. Yes, it promotes people to act less sensibly when it comes to judging anime, but you can't get hyped without a community behind it. It's fun to keep up to date because it's fun to talk to people about it. It's enjoyable to get hyped over the newest blockbusters or collectively facepalm when you see a show shit itself because you're remembering that you're sharing an experience with other people around you. And that's something I never really experienced when I first got into anime, and having fun is only a positive when it comes to being part of a community. In my opinion, hype in the anime community can be a good thing, a healthy thing. If you take a step back and look at the fact that there is enough people in the anime fandom to properly create hype in the first place, it's a sign that the community is growing at a healthy rate without being completely overblown like we see in the gaming and movie industry. All I can say is just never allow yourself to be too caught up in hype. Let an anime end before declaring it's the best thing ever, and don't forget that there are hundreds of amazing shows that are already out there to watch if a season doesn't look too good. Just because something is popular doesn't mean it's the best or worst thing in the world. If you know someone who's only seen the mainstream anime and think that they were the greatest thing ever, great! We were all at that stage at one point, but know that it was these shows that maybe turned someone else into the fandom that we love being a part of. Unless, of course, you don't want anime to get popular and mainstream, in which case, there's a topic for another video I've already made. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that rant. As always, let me know how you think hype in anime works, because I always love reading your comments and opinions to my rants, even if you disagree. And just a quick message, if you haven't heard, I've started a Patreon now, and you guys are fucking awesome. And you've managed to smash all my expectations that I had before I released it. So thank you so much to anyone who supports me, even if it's just giving my video a watch and a like. I'll also be going to AX over the weekend, so if you're there, keep an eye out for me. I'm going to be sorting out a meetup like I did at ASIN, so keep an eye out either tomorrow or the day after for a video that I put out with the details. Anyway, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I've been Gigguk, and I'll see you all next time.